a poetry slam is basically a competition of poets. You're going to hear poets spit words in ways you ain't never heard before. So a poetry slam, it is not the Walt Whitman room. We ain't going to be doing no Sylvia Plath. It ain't going to be no T.S. Eliot. It won't be no Shakespeare, okay? But what you are going to hear is some poets spit things that's going to make you want to do some snaps. Let me hear everybody do some snaps real quick. Okay, cancel that. Don't do that. Don't do that. No, we don't like snaps. So if you hear something that you like, let me hear you say, wow. Let me hear you say, okay. Let me hear you say, yikes. Let me hear you say, really though? These are all acceptable things you can do at a poetry slam, okay? If you feel the spirit, you can even throw a shoe, but just don't throw it too well, okay? Because I ain't got good insurance. All right, so is it cool if I spit a poem for y'all right now? Cool. This poem is called In Response to Jeff Sessions quoting Romans 13 on immigration. Can we talk about the commandments for a bit? One of the most commonly broken military commandments is thou shalt not ask a military kid where they from. That's in the book. You got to find it. If you do, abort. I repeat, abort this mission before you get hit with a missile of eye rolls and airstrikes of size. Because somebody asked me where I'm from, one more again, I'm going to hit you back like, what you looking like on time? Because your placement on time will either defuse or detonate this landmine. I might reply, you want the short answer or the long form? Short answer, I'm from North Carolina. Boom. And our conversation here is done. But mama said that God knows your heart. So technically, my answer is a lie. And I'm just trying to be like Geico and save you all your time. And North Carolina is just an easy way out. I mean, it's a road that many have followed. It's where my family's from. And my family's from is where I went to college, but not somewhere I consider home or my own. So thus, I'm only left to give you the long form. I was born in D.C., but I don't consider myself a wizard, though. Just a black boy with a bass drum of brains, but never understood go-go. I lived in Belgium after that, made family across the seas, but saddest thing is the only French I know now is oui. I lived in Baltimore after that. Saw my first baseball game at Camden Yards behind the umpire. Guess I am a black boy with privilege, because I ain't never been through the wire, but I have been parachuted a few times. Self-ejected myself in the Everglades and found refuge in the 305 like slip and slide, and this is gonna be the way we sing Trick Daddy's song on them elementary school bus rides. And if after that it was North Cat A, I'm just a shy kid rocking starter caps A. I'm trying to be like Mike rocking baby blue A, but the only thing I heard people say was, Negro, are you allergic to name brand? Because Jordan is 23. Why you rocking those 22s? And that left my self-esteem shot like leaves blown in the wind. I took that train up north to Great Lakes, still waiting for Chicago to win. And that Chicago wind, baby, that hawk ain't nothing to play with. You buy your winter coats from here, or else you better save it or watch that wind chill slice your face off like Freddy versus Jason. I'm just saying. Yo, I've been some places. I got stationed in Germany after that, so high school was filled with unfamiliar faces. But ain't that like God, though? To make you find home in people rather than location. Ain't that like God, bro? Every time someone asks me where I'm from, I always remember my neighbors, remember their stories and their experiences that was spilled on top of me like a self-made mosaic. I learned how to walk with someone else's marble in my feet, with someone else's glass in my right shoulder, the South's hardwood floors as his black skin, a German apologetic for a tongue, and the Chicago wind as my hairline, and some days it comes, and one day this too will go. But what is consistent, though, is that God has always taught me to love beyond the limits of my comfort zones. Taught me that love is not comfortable. Love is an ever-evolving vision of the space you create for yourself and then you place it on another. Love is a dreamer's mindset in a doer's body. But it's funny, though, that in the body of Christ, the most commonly broken commandment is love thy neighbor. And we always talk about the love part. That's cool. But how come no one's talking about the neighbor, which becomes our enabler when folks decide to hold certain things in the Bible sacred for it's time for self-application? And in this current administration, there's some folks up in this White House talking about they following Christ, but got me wondering, what translation do you be reading from? Because in my Bible, it don't say love thy white neighbor. Okay, let me flip a page. In my Bible, it don't say love thy straight neighbor. Okay, I'm gonna flip one more page. In my Bible, it don't even say love thy Christian neighbor, but if we're in America and all Bibles do matter, then I do believe God said, love thy neighbor. With no space to fit any adjectives in between. So the next time somebody asks me where I'm from, I will tell them, I am from everywhere and nowhere. I am a community-organized mosaic. I am a byproduct of broken bottles, glass, and dirt that somehow God wilted itself into a rose. I am a lighthouse on a saltwater sea. I am a land where people don't look like me, and yet we can all laugh the same. I am a land where people don't talk like me, and yet we can all smile the same. And ain't that like God, bro? Yo, Jeff, ain't that like God, bro? To give you this here sermon in the most unorthodox of ways. FCBC, watch this.